It was the day of my wedding, a day every girl dreams of from childhood. The village streets were glowing with lights, music echoed through the air, and laughter surrounded my house. I stood near the doorway in my bridal dress, my heart racing with excitement and pride. I believed my life was about to begin in happiness. Just as the wedding procession arrived, something strange happened. From the edge of the crowd, a beggar came running toward me. His clothes were torn, his beard wild, but his eyes were sharp, too sharp for a man who lived on the streets. Before anyone could stop him, he grabbed my wrist. "Listen to me carefully," he whispered urgently. "Do not marry the man chosen for you." I pulled my hand away in shock. "Have you lost your mind?" I said angrily. The beggar leaned closer and pointed toward the procession. "Do you see that tall man standing near the horses? The one who hasn't spoken a single word." I looked. Among the smiling faces, I noticed him. He was unusually tall, dressed in white, his face calm but cold, his eyes dark and unreadable. "Marry him," the beggar said. "He will not live long. When he dies, everything he owns, his palace, his wealth, his lands, will belong to you." My breath caught in my chest. "Why are you telling me this?" The beggar's voice dropped. "Because that palace demands a bride. And not all brides return." Before I could ask anything else, he disappeared into the crowd as if he had never existed. The drums grew louder. My family urged me forward. My groom smiled at me, full of hope and love. But my eyes kept drifting back to the tall man. Greed crept into my heart. Pride whispered that fate itself was offering me power and wealth. And I listened. I stopped the ceremony and announced that I would not marry the man chosen for me. Screams filled the air. My mother cried. My father shouted in disbelief. But I stood firm. Moments later, my marriage was declared with the tall stranger instead. He never smiled. That night, I was taken far from the village to his palace. It stood alone on a rocky hill, massive and silent, surrounded by darkness. The moment I stepped inside, an unnatural chill wrapped around me. The walls were covered in old portraits, women in bridal dresses, all with the same empty expression. "Who are they?" I asked softly. "Past queens," he replied. His voice held no warmth. In the bedroom, I sat on the edge of the grand bed, gold and silk everywhere. I felt victorious. Soon, I thought, this will all be mine. The tall man closed the door slowly. "This palace does not belong to the living," he said. I laughed nervously. "Everyone dies." He turned toward me, and the candlelight revealed something terrifying. His eyes glowed faintly red. "I already have." The room began to darken. Whispers filled the air, hundreds of voices speaking at once. The portraits on the walls seemed to move. My reflection in the mirror began to fade. "What is happening?" I screamed. "You were warned," he said calmly. "The palace chooses brides who desire wealth over life." My chest tightened. I tried to stand, but my legs would not move. The whispers grew louder, chanting, calling my name. I felt my heartbeat slowing, my body growing cold. "I didn't know," I begged. He stepped closer. "They never do." As I collapsed onto the bed, my vision blurred. In my final moment, I realized the truth. The beggar had not tempted me. He had tried to save me. Morning came. The palace stood silent as ever. In the grand hall, a new portrait appeared on the wall. A bride in red, eyes hollow, lips frozen in fear. Outside the palace gates, the beggar sat on a stone watching the road. In the distance, wedding drums echoed again. He sighed softly and stood up. Another procession was coming.